Thanks, John. The President earlier today and you here have broadcast the message that was sent by the West privately to Putin. Is there a message that you would send publicly to the people of Russia?
This says, I think, you know, the best thing I could do is point you back to the President's speech when we went to Warsaw several months ago. And he had a whole section in there about the Russian people. And that would still be our message today. That this is our issue with what Russia's doing in Ukraine is with the Kremlin and the Russian military, and of course their enablers such as the Wagner Group. It's not with the Russian people. It's not with the men, women, and children that live in that country and who didn't make this rash and reckless and illegal decision to invade a neighboring country in a completely unprovoked way.
Thank you. Can we just talk about the White House's assessment of other nations' reactions to whatever we're calling this thing over the weekend, specifically Tehran's reaction, Beijing's reaction, and New Delhi? Did Washington engage with any of those three? And then also, we know that the NSC had meetings in Copenhagen this weekend with BRICS countries. Can you just tell us what came out of that and whether they've adjusted their posture on this?
So on your first question, as we have these conversations, certainly at the president's level or at the cabinet level, they will be read out to you. So I don't have any other conversations to speak to, and I certainly would not get into the business of characterizing another country's attitudes or reflections or perspectives. They can speak for themselves. We've been very focused on how we're looking at this and how we're tracking things. On the meeting in Copenhagen, I think you know the National Security Advisor attended virtually, and Senior Director for Europe Amanda Sloat was there in person in Copenhagen. It was a meeting called by the Ukrainians, hosted by Denmark, but it was a Ukrainian meeting, and it was really about having a discussion about the principles of peace and this idea of a just peace and where that can go and what's the right next steps to try to achieve a just peace in Ukraine. And it was a valuable discussion. I'm told productive and in a good variety of countries that were there, representing places from all over the world. Again, I'd let those countries speak for their participation and their takeaways, but our takeaway was it was worth the time and worth having that discussion.
Been in the White House.